I notice to you, Kaia Ra, how gently you guide people back to their own truth. What has helped you to develop and cultivate the skill to uphold your sovereignty and to not give your life force away when you do this?
I discovered in my early 20s, just because I could channel all the answers for someone doesn't mean they were actually going to receive them. In fact, I found that when I often just gave them in a private session, like a complete download of what they were asking for, they actually didn't want to hear it. And it would take me about 3 times to break through their resistances to hearing what was being downloaded. And so, I'm always in the creative laboratory of consciousness. I'm always wondering, how do I make the greatest impact in consciousness as quickly as I can? For everybody's sake, myself included. And what I discovered was that if you guide people through the questions that will help them realize what you already know, they will be so much more apt to receiving the answer than if I just gave them the answer, because they came to their own conclusion. And so as a channel, what I use as a technique is 9 times out of 10, I already know the answer that they need. And so I walk them through the questions based upon the information I've already receiving. And I can use that as biofeedback as they begin to share their answers, how it lines up with what I already intuitively know. I can read what is it they really need to identify about themselves, and what are the questions, right? How do we ask for the right questions so that we can ask them to go within? And, not only does it help the client, the community member, discover their own answers more quickly and receive the answers they're looking for more quickly, it helps them feel their sovereignty. If you want someone to experience like a really life-changing empowerment, you're going to ask them really powerful questions that lead them to their own answers. And you'll also use those questions as guardrails too, of like, oh wow, is that an answer really coming from your heart, or something you're conditioned to say? Even when you ask a question like that, it's always putting them back in their, asking them to be in their power.